welcome back. All right, so in this studio vlog, we're gonna kind of do things a little different. I'm gonna talk about my shop update. I'm gonna talk about the market that I had, upcoming markets and what I'm gonna do to prepare for them. And of course, I am going to talk, or later on, I am going to go and do some thrift store shopping, see what I can find for my booth, because my goal is I'm gonna do a little bit of an update on my booth setup. So let's first talk about the market. When I showed up, where we were supposed to be setting up and how I decided to do my booth setup, like my which I showed you last week, of how I was going to set up my booth, ended up not being my plan whatsoever because of where they were placing, where I was going to be setting up, and then the other person next to me. So that totally changed my layout, which my poor dad, he came with me and he kept telling me Shelly, stop freaking out, stop freaking out. I have a process, Dad, just chill, it's fine. And so he was getting frustrated because I kept moving things around, and God bless my dad and his patience. But it was all fine. So another thing that was kind of a factor, it was a bit breezy that day. And the way our booths were set up, my stuff was exposed to the sun. And so some of my product that was wrapped in plastic was starting to condensate. And then my resin was getting hot on the stuff that I use resin on, and so it was kind of a bit of a mess of trying to figure out how I was going to set this all up. It got me thinking, and I was thinking about this morning about how it's actually good that I'm doing these Friday markets, because it's going to get me all prepared for the big music festival at the end of August, beginning of September. So this is good because then I can figure out how I want to set up my booth for that, because that's a three-day event. And I've had success with it before. So now, while I'm doing these markets, I'm kind of getting through all these bumps and trying to figure out what I want to do differently. So, because it was windy, I had my canopy. So I had my canopy, and then I had my sidewalls, which I had to set up. I'm sorry, I didn't get to do any videos or take any pictures, but I did take a phone video that I ended up posting on my stories. So I will share that as soon as I'm done talking about all of this stuff. How I did it, or with the wind, with the backing, it was pushing forward, right? And so my friend who came had a great suggestion about getting some bungee cords and doing this way and on both sides, and that would keep it from blowing in, which is a great idea. And I'm definitely probably going to go and buy some bungee cords before the next market, because I'm not sure if it's going to be breezy or not. And that's just one thing that I don't want to have to worry about. Because of that, some of my product was flying around. And now I have to figure out how I'm going to keep things from flying around because of the wind, which, if you don't know, the wind is vendors' worst nightmare, because we don't want your canopy flying away. And of course I had my sandbags, so that was all fine. I was freaking out about it. And then another thing is my sticker display that you guys saw. It kept getting pushed over, so I had to put a sandbag on there. So if anything, I need to buy more sandbags or figure out another way of doing it, because that's obviously not going to work. And I'm going to need to figure out what I'm going to do, because I don't do that many events, and when I do, it's during the summer. This is kind of the beginning of summer, and so now I'm having to figure out all that stuff. So today, my goal is, after I have finished an order, that I'm going to go and check out some thrift stores, and I'm going to take you guys with me. I'm going to be filming on my phone because it looks weird when you have someone with a camera, so phone I could be more sneaky. And I'm gonna look and see what I can find on what I want to do for my booth displays. I had these little trays that I showed you last week that has my stones on it, but I think I want to, so the problem that I have is that I've got these stones and they're all individually priced, but ideally I'd want to lump them all together and put a sign saying how much they are. That would make things probably a little bit easier for customers, because then they see little things and oh, I want that, or whatever. I've been watching a ton of videos on booth setups, and I think I need to elevate my booth setup. I've been super lazy about it because I don't do it that often. So it's like, here's all my stuff. I wouldn't say it's lazy because I think my setup is pretty nice. Now I'm learning more and there's things that I can improve. So if I want to start doing more markets and taking myself a little bit more seriously to have more funds coming in and doing more markets, I need to up my game that will draw people to my booth and want to buy things. Market was fine. There was really not a lot of traffic. But to be honest, Oak Harbor's a small town and there aren't that many people who come downtown. You know what, man? I had low expectations on sales, so I wasn't expecting a lot. So it was fine. And I will have to say that I did make my booth, which is great. And then two, I probably made one extra. And I will tell you that I made one sale that was not my friends or family who were buying stuff. Which, you know what? I am so grateful for my friends, you know who you are, who came out to support me and bought stuff. I absolutely love you and I appreciate you so much. The market was slow, but this was the first one. The store that put this on was Whidbey Craft Market, and they rent booths in their store for people for artists or creatives or crafters to rent. And then that's the whole point. But we're hoping, I talked to the owner. The owner's like super sweet. She's like, I'm hoping that more vendors will come and the word will get out and more people will come to these markets. And I'm sure they will. This was the first one. And the only other vendors besides me was a hot dog vendor. Other than the store had their own booth and put out products to eventually like, hey, go into the store and buy things in there. You know, it is what it is, but it's great business strategy. So I'm really excited to see how it continues. So I'm going to be doing it for the whole month of June. July, I'm not going to be able to because I've got like endless soccer events happening and I'm the only one who could take the girls. So with all that said, things are just kind of a little nuts right now. And so I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this going forward. So after that, let's talk about the shop update. All right, so shop update was Saturday. I did not get a ton of sales, which is fine. To be honest, I got four sales, which is way better than what I was expecting. And I'm hoping that maybe more will show up gradually. I will say that I've had more traffic going towards my Etsy. A lot of eyes are on my Etsy shop, which is great because maybe they might want to buy something in the future. But I wasn't like cha-ching, 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 cha-ching sales. No, that's okay. I do have to say that this is my only notepad I have left. I have to make more. I actually have someone that ordered one and I have my Etsy shop set up right now where it's made to order. So I got to cut up those. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm going to kind of speed that up. You don't need to watch the whole process. You guys, I feel like you guys have seen that enough now. And then we're going to go and do some thrift store shopping and see what finds we can find while we're out there. Come along and I will probably talk to you guys later. And after the thrift stores, I have to go help my daughter class and doing photos and their little pictures and schools at the end. So this week is just crazy. I think I got everything out. Stay tuned. And I just need to quickly just say thank you for everybody who came out to the market and everyone who purchased stuff for my shop update. I appreciate every single one of you. All right, let's get to work. polish this guy, which just has to dry. And I gotta do a few layers of that. Now we're gonna go and check out some thrift stores. So come along with me and we will see what goodies we may be able to find. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, I was able to find these. I would have shown you in the thrift store, but the guy who owns it is super, super sweet and it's just talking my ear off. But this is what I was talking about, like putting my little stones. I'll obviously paint it. I'll probably paint it black and put some felt down. But pretty good little finds. Table risers, this cool little box. Okay, so it's actually the next day and I found some pretty amazing things at the thrift store, which I'll be completely honest with you guys, I never have luck when it comes to going to the thrift store and actually finding things. But I did find some stuff and I kind of want to show you if you care. If not, then I'm sorry. But I found these cool little wooden bowls. And so what I want to do is I have certain things that are a certain price and I kind of want to separate them. So like my stones, like all the stones that are the same price will go in these. And I have a set of 3. I found a little calculator that was like 75 cents, which was well used, and a kind of calculator that I want to keep in with my like my till and stuff like that. That will just make things so much easier. And then I have some other things. Okay, so I figured I will just show you them instead of me sitting here and trying to show you. I will actually give you a demonstration or show you the things that I got. Okay, so here are these little trays that I told you about. The calculator that was 75 cents. This little mini easel, which I'm pretty sure this may have come from IKEA, maybe. And then I found this. It was like, okay, so obviously I'm going to have to sand it down so this Nate thing isn't there, but I'm not sure. But I thought this was really cool, this hardware. And then whoever made this, they did a really good job. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I just thought it was really neat. Maybe I could put necklaces here. I'm not sure yet, but I thought that was really, really cool. And then I found this cool little bowl. So neat. I kind of showed it to you, but it's so neat. I think it used to be a coconut. And then I found some frost colored mason jars. This one is purple and this one is just a white. I thought that was really cool. Then I found this little wooden box, which don't know what I'm going to do yet. I guess I could like display my little bookmarks there. I'm not sure. And then I found this crate, which, listen, if you do any kind of markets, crates are not only great to be able to store stuff, but it's also great to display. And then I found this, which I'm pretty sure this used to be a spice rack. And I thought it fit perfectly for my magnetic bookmarks. But listen, like I said before, I normally don't have very good luck when it comes to stuff like this. So I was so excited that all the stuff that I found. And I found not only 1, but 3 sets of bed risers. And it's actually out in the garage, and I'll show you what they are here in a minute. It is these guys. So my table is on there, and it actually makes it so it's higher up. I don't know if there's a whole lot of studies that go along with it, but I guess if it's higher up, people will more likely go and look at your stuff. And then here are my crates that I told you. So I'm going to probably be doing a whole different kind of setup. So I actually have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 crates now, and now in addition, but it doesn't match all these other ones. But yeah, so I found 3. So it'll be great for my next market setup that I thought would be just perfect. But yeah, that's what I got at the thrift store. So that is everything I got from the thrift store. Like I said, oh, wait a minute. I still have some other things that I found. So I found some black canvases. They're just like black canvases. So, and they were super cheap. And yeah, I just had to get them. And then I found, that's Stella's tail. I'm sorry. And then I found some metal trays. I think I'm going to actually paint these purple. And I found a whole like little set. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. Again, another way to display art or products or whatever. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them, but they were too nice to pass up, so I grabbed some of those too. That is pretty much it. When I find out that I have a good deal when it comes to stuff like that, I get very excited about it. Probably a little too much. That is it. I'm going to pack up another order now, and I think that's going to be it for this vlog. I appreciate every single one of you who chooses to be here. I am seeing my numbers like starting to go up, so every single one of you that is here, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It really helps for me to get known and my name to be more out in the universe, to potentially bring revenue to my business. So maybe one day I can do this full time. Probably not, but a girl can be super hopeful. And say, hello, Zola. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.